What's good, yo? What's good? Ya Clout Podcast live every Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's your boy Mike Sayers in the building. My boy Vod, by the way, in Northern Ireland.
Yo, what's up, everyone?
Yeah, chilling, man. Continuing our 1993 side of things of the album reviews, we got Onyx, Back the Fuck Up, the 1993 debut album. This already turned 30 years ago. Turned 30 years this year. I believe it was early on in the year. Um, Very special album to me. I said this before, but when I would play Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, me and my uncle had a habit. Um, we would fucking listen to cassette tapes, turn the volume down on the fucking gaming system, and just blast music. And this is one of the albums. And I'll never forget the first time I seen Throw Your Guns in video. I fell in love, bro. Instantly, just that rowdy shit, that raw shit. I loved it. Ran upstairs, asked my uncle about, do you know who that is? He said, yeah, man. He told me about Onyx, and cassette came. 95, I got the tape along with All We Got Is Us. 2 years after the album came out, I got the cassette. And I said this backstage with my bro. I was like, yo, this used to be my second favorite album, but I got shut him down number 2, and All We Got Is Us number 1. But Back the Fuck Up is no slouch. We'll get into that, man. Discovered by Jam Master Jay, South Side Jamaica Queens. You got Sticky Fingers and his cousin Federal Star. And at this time, you had Big DS and, of course, Sun C. I think I call him Suave or Swave or something. I know about Sun C. I've been calling the nigga Sun C.
Yeah. Sunny Caesar. Yeah.
Yeah, that too. Yes, sir. Dude's nasty. But, yeah, Onyx, man, shot skills on the boards on this album. And, yeah, Back the Fuck Up, man. Grimy shit. Like, it started with Dawes. You know what I'm saying? That whole wave of the raw shit. And then Onyx and the Woo, man. The whole wave of 92, 93. But, yeah, man. How did Back the Fuck Up come in your life? What?
Yeah, I mean, the first song I would have heard by then would have been Throw Your Guns. I mean, that was on Def Jam Vendetta. I remember that. Even though there was no, like, Onyx characters in it, unfortunately, but we did get Sticky Fingers in the sequel, Fight for New York, which was fire. But yeah, Throw Your Guns is one of those songs that, as soon as you first hear it, love it. The chorus alone, just amazing. And like you said, the sort of like hype factor and the sort of energy behind it. All 4 guys have that crazy like yelling style. It's just so impressive to me. I listen to that and think, how on earth can they do that without like killing their voices? It's just unbelievable. And yeah, again, just that rawness and that energy is just, amazing on Throw Your Guns. And like from there, I definitely heard Slam at some point as well, because Slam is one of those like big songs. That's kind of like their OPP or their like, I don't know, Mind Playing Tricks on Me or something like that. It's just one of those like big songs that stands the test of time. So I definitely heard Slam like at some point when I was younger too. But as far as like the full album is concerned, I remember getting it from a shop that no longer exists. They used to do this really good thing back in the day where you could get 3 CDs brand new for £10, which was amazing. Sure. Those were the good old days. And it was like the classic stuff as well. It was like albums like Back the Fuck Up and like Paid in Full by Eric B. and Rakim and stuff like that. Like if you had some spare money and you went in and you wanted just some classic albums to fill out your collection, like the way I used to do, it was great back in those days for that kind of thing. But even like the quote unquote like common albums now, they're not so common anymore. It's crazy. So yeah, absolutely.
It's kind of crazy. Like, I don't mean to be sidetracked, but it ain't really sidetracked. It's part of the conversation. But like, it's crazy to think that I've been collecting since 1995 physical media, and for me, it's just dead now. It is dead. Like, I look at my CDs and I'm like, God damn, what did they? It's just, I don't do nothing with these motherfuckers. It's crazy. Yeah. Like the drive is gone. Like, I will support like the J Royale joint. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not even gonna rip that shit to the computer. Like, it's dead. My want and need is just diminished completely. I just had to put that on there, man. It's crazy to think, bro.
Yeah, no, definitely it changed. Things have changed a lot since then, for sure.
Yeah, no, bro. Like, a nigga used to be in the game deep, bro. It's It's done. I'm kind of glad because it had a good life, but it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So Onyx, back the fuck up. Let's get to the album, man. Back the fuck up. That move back, motherfuckers. The Onyx is here. Back the fuck up. I love that. That's played in Strapped. I think Strapped is one of the greatest hood movies of all time. I love that shit. Bohemian Woodbine, a young Federal Star, grimy shit. Love that how it's played in that movie. But a dope little intro, man. Not much to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dope. It just sets up the album perfectly. You know exactly what you're going to get into with this album. It's going to be raw. It's going to be aggressive. There's no filter on this album. You know what I mean? And what I really like with Onyx as well, they do that thing where they'll tease a song if it's coming up later. So this is kind of like an abridged, like intro version of Onyx's here later on in the album. And I know they would do that with like the future albums as well, where they would like kind of leave you a little teaser at the start and then they give you the full track later on. I just think that's really cool.
Yeah, quite a few albums does that. So, next track, you get Bitch Ass Niggas. Federal Star sets it off with banging shot skills and Jam Master J beat. Bitch ass niggas don't have to pull your skirt up. I love that. Big DS, RIP, but thought it was whack. Not just me. Keeping it a stack. Sun Seas, he spazzes on here. That slice your throat with glass, get you cast. He said, get you a cast or a ditch fast. Fire shit. And of course, Sticky Fingers does his thing on here. I have bitch ass niggas in jail washing my drawers. Fire. I have blood on my knife and a body on my gun. You know what I'm saying? There's pure gas. I fucking love that song. And that's also in Strap too. Because I believe Back the Fuck Up just came out. You know what I'm saying? So it's on YouTube. Strapped is a phenomenal movie. Love that movie.
Gotcha. Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like this song. Again, it's kind of like a great sort of 1-2 punch. You kind of got Back the Fuck Up as the intro, which is kind of like the warning, and then this is sort of like letting you know how they they treat people who they're going after, basically. And yeah, really dope. I think everyone did their thing on here. I agree that Big DS is probably definitely the weakest member of the crew, but he wasn't so whack that he didn't like bring any tracks down though. You know what I mean? He's just kind of there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Fredro Starr, it's just phenomenal to kick things off. Just gully, grimy, and it just sets it off lovely. And I noticed that they tend to stick to a lot of the same kind of order of the tracks as well, which I think is quite clever. I noticed that Fredro tends to kick things off, and I know Sticky tends to end things off. I think that's pretty dope. You know what I mean? Just like that kind of consistency. It also helps as well because like they all do have that similar kind of like yelling style. It helps, like new listeners kind of get adjusted to like who each member is as well. But yeah, I think this is just a dope song. It's just kind of like classic Onyx to me, when Sunseas says, beating them down. Who we suspect of fake moves. They play the bitch ass. Your choice is dead or death you choose. Like just crazy. Just hard stuff right there. And then Sticky Fingers. He's my favorite personally. Just like
likewise.
As soon as he starts speaking, and he just like I don't know elevates the track. Move back the motherfucker. Move back motherfuckers. The Onyx is here. My name's Sticky Fingers. I'm the nigga in your nightmare. Love that. Ooh. Just like with the way he has one of the illest voices in hip hop as well. Just that evil, grimy, like perfect voice. And before I spit in your face, Onyx is the master race. Ain't nothing sweet about me. Gee, so stay in a child's place. Dope as hell. Great track, great way to kick off the album properly.
Absolutely, brother. Then we get Throw Your Guns, a big single for Onyx. Fredro sets it off, straight gully shit. Everything about the song is perfection. Son Caesar does his 1-2 on here as well. Of course, is infectious. Love that shit. Sticky, of course. Hate your fucking guts, and I hope that you die. So fucking good. I'm a bald head with a knife. Want your money or your life? Oh man, yeah. Throw Your Guns is a masterpiece of a song. All came correct. Love the video. Just fucking that buck. All that shit is grimy,
Yeah,
bro.
so good.
Niggas at the Sauce Awards bucking guns in the air and all that shit. Like, that's the shit right here, man. I love that fucking song. Through Your Guns, masterpiece, straight gully shit, bro. Love it.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Big single. Yeah, I love the song, love the video. They also did an amazing live version of "For Your Guns" on a UK sort of general music show called The Word, and it used to be on late at night, and a lot of they had some really good dope guests back in the day. They had like Gravediggers on there and Lynch Mob and stuff. But I noticed like a lot of the US rappers, like when they're on TV, they assume that it has to be clean. But Onyx got the memo. They're like, no, we can swear, and just went for a full explicit version on TV. Awesome. Yeah. That's a really awesome performance. If you guys haven't checked that out before, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
gotta keep that.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's absolutely amazing track. Fredro Starr, how he kicks it off. It's time to get live, live, live like a
Like a
wire. I set
wire.
a whole choir on fire. Like, I love that. What a way to kick things off. I love that. Ha, 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 ha. And we do it like this.
Yes.
It's just amazing. Like you said, it's just an instant sort of like catchy track. The chorus, buck like you don't care, heads up because we're dropping some shit. I love that. And of course J. Rue would the Come Clean sample, they would take that for DJ Premier would sample that for Come Clean for J. Rue. Love that. And yeah, I had the sticky fingers, just amazing. So what the bomber club, but boy, buck, I love that. Just yeah, absolutely phenomenal stuff right there. I hate your fucking guts and I hope that you die. Just again, they often leave Sticky for last, and I love that. It's just he kills the track at the end. But again, no big DS in here, but everyone did their thing. Absolutely phenomenal track, and I love the beat too. A lot of the beats in this album were more like, very much like bouncy, sort of, very, aggressive kind of beats. But this one is slightly more like darker, a little bit more subtle, and I really like that about it. It definitely has like an eeriness to it. Yeah, Throw Your Guns is one of my favorite tracks on the album for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. Love it. Classic shit. Then we get Here and Now. Absolutely love the beat by Shot Skills on here. The definition of grimy boom bap. Sun C, Fred Joe, and Sticky all come correct on this track. Sticky talks about niggas biting him and robbing dudes. Just gully shit. What else is I gonna say? Not much of a storytelling track or nothing like that. Just that pure grime. Raw shit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, the beat is that classic, like East Coast 93, 94 kind of sound. You've got the horns and the sort of like bass drums and everything. It's just that classic East Coast sound from that time. And yeah, absolutely
Yeah.
love it. And yeah, again, everyone did their thing on here. I like Frederick Starr when he came in and said, "At nighttime I kill him bloody, I'm a canine. Search him and find the dead, mindful blast, fast, roughen them up, toughen them up, as if it was a damn murder. Dead as a dog's dick," that crazy shit. Just how he spit all that was fire. Yeah. And Sticky Fingers, just always, it's just amazing. Talking about how, like he said, sticking up people, he says that it's a piece of cake. For the kid with the sticky fingers, everything I touch, I take. That's a fire line. I really like that. Sticky Fingers, like he has the delivery and the voice, but he also has dope lines like that, little clever lines like that for really stand out. But yeah, overall, just a really, like you said, another really dope song. Not like, you sort of know what it's going to be about, judging by the title, this is the place, this is the time kind of thing. It's going down kind of music for sure. Banger.
Hell yeah, brother. Next track we get Bust That Ass, the crowd chant, skit. Of Onyx just telling the crowd to repeat, I'm gonna bust that ass. That's it. Nothing much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Remember when Ghetto Boys did this on We Can't Be Stopped, and it was such a waste of time, and because it was like 2.5 minutes or whatever. At
Yeah,
least this here is like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? It's mad short.
yeah,
And if they had their own video game, this would be like the the load screen music or something.
that's dope.
Yeah, but yeah, it just kind of keeps the tempo up. You know what I mean? Keeps the energy up. Like when we were talking about Cyprus last week, like DJ Muggs, he often uses interludes to sort of like dial things down a little bit. You know what I mean? Just sort of like mix up the pace and sort of give the listener a bit of a like breather. But this kind of does the opposite. It just like keeps the tempo up and sort of moves nicely into the next track, I would say. So yeah, it's mad short. Can't really get mad at it for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you, buddy. Next, we get Attack of the Ballheads. You know, Cool T does this production on this one. They all do their thing on here. Just a real hyping, grimy joint. Had some Red Hot Chili Peppers line in there. You know, that give it away now. That shit. Attack of the Ballhead. Love that shit though. It's a dope track for sure. I rocks with it.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite tracks on the album. Like you said, just the energy on this track is just
Yeah.
phenomenal. And this is one where they kind of go back and forth with all the members. You know what I mean? They're just kind of all doing it together, which is pretty dope. And yeah, overall, not much to say about it, but I just love
Uh,
the production and just the energy behind this track. It's one of my favorites, and just again, classic Onyx. Just going hard at you, but at the same time, it's like Onyx have that like bouncy kind of like, you can understand why they were massive. At the same time, it's like they were grimy, but at the same time, like catchy and memorable. You know what I mean? It's just a great combination of like really violent lyrics and like there's definitely a grittiness to the production, but at the same time, it's catchy as hell. Stuff.
yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite tracks too, my brother. Then we get the Mad Face Invasion. Just a skit of them saying it's the Mad Face Invasion coming through, coming through. Nothing much, bro.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, it's pretty similar to Bust That Ass. It's just like a nice little, 30-second or so, 40-second kind of thing. It's not, nothing to really note really, but it's fine, but it's there. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Then we get Black Vagina Finder. Like again, no disrespect, Big DS, RIP, and all that, but it's not good. It's not good for me. Thankfully, he doesn't rap for long on his track, but it's a sex song. I don't like this song much at all. Skip for me. Brutally honest over here, man.
Yeah, there's basically like two sexual tracks on the album. I much prefer the one that's coming up later on, for sure. Um, yeah, for me, lyrics aren't necessarily my favorite on this song, but I do like the beat for it. I think the beat's pretty banging. Just again that sort of like really kind of deep bass on this track, and I like it on that level, basically production wise. But yeah, it's not my favorite in terms of lyrics. It's not necessarily what I want to hear them talk about. you know,
Likewise, yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to pick out any like lines here, just from looking it up here, but no, there's like nothing I really like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, it's not one of my favorites either, unfortunately. But I do like the beat. I think the beat's pretty far.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's not for me, man. The bouncer nigga is up next. Just Onyx at a club, get into a beef with a bouncer. All that is.
Yeah, that I always hated bouncers. Just in general, they're always like assholes and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, I never had to deal. I seen them niggas in action, like how many shows I rocked with. But yeah, fuck them.
Yeah, yeah. I
You
know
know,
they
like
have to be like to an extent. I know it's a part of the job description, but it's just
yeah,
that puts me off ever wanting to go to those places. You know what I mean?
yeah, man. I made a crunk playlist, right? With that crunk era, which I love. And little John said, if security steps up, we'll crush them niggas. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of Crime Mob. Oh,
No.
that Nuck If You Oh, that shit is Picture 3-6. Like the crunk era 3-6. Just
Yeah.
grimy. I love the crunk era. Like Fuck Yin Yang Twins. I'm talking about that crunk grimy shit. Where like niggas were like the chanty choruses and shit. Sorry about this. I got stuff going on in my household, man. But hold on, Ross. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, no problem.
Second.
Yeah, all good.
Yeah. So I understand about bounces, man. You know what I'm saying? Just eat a dick.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, not much to say about that, really. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Then we get nigga Bridges. Fredo sets it off with this joint. Sun Caesar kills it. It's like when he says Sticky stuck the tech in her mouth so she couldn't holler. That's just hard. You know, I got a Smith and Wesson autograph for your whole staff. Sticky gets grimy on here. Like, you used to live in Brooklyn, now you rest in a cemetery. That's just fucking dope, man. Dope ass cut.
Yeah, I really like this song. Definitely like another highlight on the album for me. Again, everyone did their thing on here. I think Fredro Starr did excellently, kicking things off, murder, murder, me never have peace, me always jump fair, we watch out for the beasts everywhere, a dead body everywhere, that bit there is pretty dope. And just overall, I think the song just again has great energy, just great vibes to it, banging beat. And again, sticky fingers at the end. That part of it you mentioned, two to the heart, a clip in the head. Read the obituary. I used to live in Brooklyn. Now you rest in a cemetery. Yeah, just crazy dope. And overall, another banging beat on the album. Phenomenal. So yeah, another great one.
Yeah, that's one of my ultimate favorites on here.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
The nigga Bridges is hard as fuck.
Dope chorus.
Oh, it's fucking amazing, right? Then we get Onyx is here, banger of a track. Just trading bars on this joint, you know what I'm saying? That menacing beat by Shaw Skills and JMJ. This is some stick up kid anthem music, Vod. You know what I'm saying? I rocks with this heavy. Onyx is here.
Yeah, this is a dope track, and again, like we mentioned earlier, this is sort of like the full track after hearing it teased at the start of the album.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's pretty straightforward. Like, you kind of get an idea of what it's going to be about just from the title, but it's dope. You know what I mean? Just saying that, like, they're here and they're not to be messed with. Put it that way. That's me putting it mildly, but really, really cool song. And I mean, not much to say. It's one of those albums where it's incredibly consistent. This album, isn't it? Like, for the most part, the beats, the lyrics, and the MCs, they're all very, very much on point and very consistent, which is maybe up to listeners' like opinion whether or not that's a good thing or not. I definitely think it is a good thing, but we'll get to that later, like where it might possibly rank, you know what I mean, compared to the other albums. I think that's actually something that maybe makes it less good than some of the other albums, in my opinion. But it's just something I thought I would point out, because we're about halfway through the album, and at this point you're like, this is really dope, but it doesn't change that much, you know what I mean?
Nah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, you got a song like Veronica, Shut 'Em Down, amazing storytelling track, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
It's wider range shit. But then we get Slam, a big single for Onyx. Very catchy, but very raw at the same time. Just hearing this song makes me happy because it brings back a gang of childhood memories. Copping my first pair of Jordans, you know what I'm saying? Just ill shit, good times. Cassette collecting was heavy, just BT, Yo TV Raps, amazing times. Comic books, everything. Wrestling, just awesome shit coincides with this album. For me, that chorus is everything. Like I said, a classic track within every sense of the fucking word. I love this shit. Masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Great. Just the intro alone, like when you hear that bass, that doom 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 doom. Yeah, it's just it's a great feel good track. And like you said, it's definitely, out of all the tracks on the album, it's definitely like the poppiest, but at the same time still has that griminess to it, you know what I mean? It's definitely not a very commercial song, but it's definitely more commercial compared to a lot of the other tracks on the album. It definitely stands out as like a clear big single. But yeah, I mean, it's really dope. Frederick Starr. I love how he says, now everybody want to sound grimy. I love that. It's dope. And yeah, the chorus, like you said, is just so catchy and just classic material. Make noise, b-boys. Just phenomenal. And then Sun C did his thing, and Sticky Fingers, just fire as well. I mean, it's just that I would have been very young back then, but it has that classic '93 sound. Like, it's one of those songs that you immediately think of '93. That and like Hip Hop Hooray by Naughty is kind of like a
Oh
similar
yeah,
kind of
both
example.
both
Yeah,
93 as well.
yeah. Like, when you think of the year 1993 and hip hop, those would be like two big singles that immediately come to mind for that way.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, I mean, it's one of those songs. I've definitely heard it a fair amount, but if it comes on, I'll listen to it. It's definitely a dope track. Maybe wouldn't put it on my own that much, but you know what I mean. I still think it's a fantastic song in its own right.
I agree, brother. It's classic, monumental shit. Then we get Stick and Move. Some dude gets bodied by Onyx and they just robbed the nigga. Sunsea sets it off, talking about robbing dudes and being shifty with it. Federal and Sticky just keep that same subject matter. A stick up kid anthem for sure, man. Stick and Move is dope.
Yeah, I like the song again. This song actually shows off a little bit of like storytelling from them.
Yeah.
It's nothing too deep or too incredible, but it just kind of has that hostage kind of situation going on there. And I think it's a pretty dope song. You got Registar sort of going into some details, saying uh another brother getting paid in a way it's a stick up, no time to even take a bath, strictly cash, task free, quick, fast, grab my polo and jumped into Timberland boots. Just like sort of like, it's nothing like too crazy, but it's just kind of setting up the scene and sort of describing like all the different steps and all that. It's pretty dope. And then yeah, I think the song just kind of goes at a nice pace. Another dope beat as well. And yeah, I like it a lot. It's maybe not an ultimate favorite, but I still think it's dope for sure.
Yeah. Bitch ass bootleggers. A bootlegger gets shot, slinging an Onyx cassette. Bootlegging was running rampant around this time, man. I remember going into like the malls, they'd be like bootleg setups and shit like that. And I remember you could tell off this before CDs were getting bootleg. You could tell off the bat how faded the shit was, and because the writing on the cassette was just big chunky white lettering. It was absolutely atrocious back then, and it was so bad that niggas were really getting that shit destroyed. Like the rappers, if they were downtown or something like that, and they seen shit going down, they'll fuck up a nigga stand. MOP did that before, you know what I'm saying? Pac during the Digital Underground days, he did that. It was in the Thug and Mortal documentary. Also, they was covered on UNT Raps with Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, bro. And they showed it, so they showed the quality comparison, So, yeah, bootleggers getting fucked up back then, bro.
Yeah, definitely. It was always a problem. Like, I know a lot of people blame like Napster and the internet and stuff like that in like 99, 2000, but like it's always been a problem pretty much ever since, like the ability to, record music from another source. Like back in those days it would have been on tape. Like, yeah, it's always been a big problem. So yeah, out of all the skits, this is my favorite one on the album. I think it's dope.
Yeah, a bitch ass bootlegger wanna sell my tape. He gets shot.
Yeah, no, it's simple, but like it's dope. You know what I mean? And it obviously keeps up like the hardness of the record, but at the same time it has a point behind it too. It's dope.
Next, you get my favorite song on the whole fucking album, Shifty. Absolutely love this song. Shot Skills and JMJ beat. Low down, gritty and grimy. Yeah, oh my god. Dope ass song. A 5 mic song from the motherfucking South Side Jamaica Queens natives known as Onyx, man. This shit is just amazing. The wordplay, the fucking cadence on the shit, production, amazing chorus, phenomenal. Love this song. Shifty.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs too, and single as well, and really, really just dope song. Love the production on here, and everyone came correct. You know, Sticky Fingers has my favorite verse where he says, "My mom's dropped. What is it? Unpredictable, liable to flip my lid. My mom's dropped me on my head when I was a kid. Back then, I lost all my marbles. Today, I lost my job. So unless it's Armageddon, somebody's bound to get robbed." Fire, love that.
Amazing.
And yeah, I mean, everyone did their thing though. Absolutely fire track again. Onyx, classic Onyx on this track. You know what I mean? And we always mentioned about how grimy they are. I love that. This is like they're sort of like making that their kind of thing on this track. With that chorus. Low down, gritty, and grimy. Love it.
Oh, I love it, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. It's another one of those tracks that's you can put that on anytime and you're gonna bob your head to it and enjoy it. It's just classic material.
Oh, hell yeah, bro. Like I said, it's one of my favorite songs on the album, man. Dope as fuck. Then we get fat and all that. A head nodder for sure. Like, I love that beat. Just dope as hell. Not so big on that chorus, though. Like that chant. It's okay. The beat is my favorite thing on the joint. I'm not a big fan of this song. But the beat is, is what sells it for me. Subject matter, not so much.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I like the beat on here. It's sort of similar to what I said about Black Vagina Finder. It's like the beat is sort of like the highlight of the song. I agree with the chorus is not my favorite. I'm not sure where that's from because I've definitely heard that before. That the way they sing that. I think it's based on something else, but I don't know where it's from. And they use that Fat Boy sample in there as well. That fat, from I think it's just called Fat Boy, isn't it? The self-titled track,
Fat
but
boy.
yeah, that's that track there. But yeah, it's not one of my ultimate favorites. It's okay, I would say. It's definitely not whack. This is actually a really easy album to listen to. It's we're getting towards the end. It's 18 tracks, but it flies by really quickly. So even the songs that I'm not crazy about, I still listen to them. It's a really easy album to listen to. But this would be one of my least. Yeah, definitely. But this would definitely be one of my least favorites.
Yeah, I agree with you, brother. Then we get the next niggas. Cool T on the production on this one. Just about your bitch being a hoe and cheating on you and sucking the next nigga dick. Just I'm not a biggest fan of this either, bro. And it's not a good closer. Cause it's after that's a fucking little outro.
Yes, so I agree with you on that. I would swap this and Shifty around. I think Shifty would have been a better closer, for sure.
I agree.
But I like this song. I actually do like this song. It's not like maybe it's not like an ultimate like top 3, top 5 favorite, but I do like this song. I like the line towards the end. What's the one? Sticky Fingers. He said, "Oh, and tell your girl to stop changing her lipstick because I'm starting to get rainbows around my dick." I thought that was a fair line.
Right.
But funny. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a decent song. This was actually a single as well. And I didn't know this until today, and I looked up the video. They actually did like a fully clean version of it, and I'm very impressed. I'm very surprised that they were able to pull that off. So yeah, definitely it got like a black and white video as well. So yeah, I didn't realize that because I saw that it was a single. I'm like, how on earth are you going to make that into a single? But they like rewrote it pretty good, and it actually works pretty well. But yeah, I mean, I personally like the song. I don't like the two kind of like sexual tracks in the album. It's definitely my favorite. And but I agree with you. It's not a great closer. I would have switched this with Shifty for sure.
Yeah, there's like 3 not so good songs in here for me. The production saves it, but you get the fuck out, just an outro. You know what I'm saying? So that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's perfect, really, for this album. You know what I mean? For having like a get the fuck out at the end. Yeah, perfect, makes sense.
Yeah, man. Onyx, back the fuck up. 30 years already passed this year for the anniversary. But like we do every episode, we give it the top 3 songs and the classic Sauce Mike rating. So big childhood album for me. Like I said, played video games to this shit, listened to it with the Walkman. Top 3 songs in this motherfucker for me. I got Shifty. I got Throw Your Guns. And then I would have to say If I had to pick the third track, probably Bitch Ass Niggas. Yeah. And I'll give it 4 mics because I was gonna go 3.5, my nigga. Yeah, let's give it 3.5, bro. That's just me. There's 3 songs of him not fucking with, and I think that All We Got Is Us and motherfucking uh, Shut 'Em Down is superior to this album. Dope album. But yeah, 3.5. 3.5 ain't fucking bad. Look up what that means in the sauce and tell me that that's bad. It's not bad.
I think that's what the source gave it, actually.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Do you know? I was shocked to see that Rolling Stone gave this 5 out of 5. I was wow, considering they give Cypress Hill 4 a fucking 1.
That's nuts. It's never so far. It's shit's all over this fucking album. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, I will give it a 4, but like a light 4. For me, I think it's a really dope album, and I enjoy listening all the way through it. There may be like 2 tracks, but I'm not wild about it. But overall, I think it's a really good album, really fun listen, but it's very consistent, which can be its flaw. Like I mentioned earlier, like I sort of hinted towards, it's like it lacks the sort of variety that I really look for like a classic album. You know what I mean? When you look at the next 2 albums that they did after this, All We Got Is Us and Shut 'Em Down, like they definitely stepped their game up as far as just creating different kinds of songs. I think lyrically they stepped it up and everything. Like even the production, in my opinion, was more varied on those future 2 albums and stuff like that. But I still really like this album. I think it's a really fun listen. Like I said earlier, the energy and the sort of the lyrics are pretty good, even though they're kind of samey, and just obviously their voices and everything. It's just really entertaining to listen to. It's definitely a great album, and I definitely think it's definitely worth listening to for sure. But I do prefer the next 2 albums that came out after this for sure. But I'll give it a light 4. It's definitely a good album, but not perfect by any means. Then my top 3, very similar to yours actually. I would go with Throw Your Guns, Shifty, and I'm going to go with Attack of the Ballheads as my number 3.
Attack of the Ballheads. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you have it. Onyx Bacdafucup, 1993. Yeah, man.
What a great year for music.
Oh, 93 is phenomenal, bro. Yeah, not just hip hop for me too. I'm a big, rock guy, so a lot of good rock albums too.
Yeah.
R&B, So yeah. Shout out to the chat. Well, shout out to Doobie. You know what I'm saying? Who else came through? Ya Clout Podcast. That being said, we out this bitch.
Have a good one, y'all.
Peace out.